If you have been in a relationship in which you never really knew where you stood in that relationship with that person, you never really felt completely calm and happy consistently, there was always this fear, this feeling of anything can happen at any time, and the person may walk out of your life, or they're going to say something that is going to be very hurtful and very critical. And it's almost like you're walking on eggshells. That's one of the things that I hear quite often, that I walk on eggshells. I don't want to do anything, say anything that would upset my partner. Most likely you're in a relationship with a narcissist, and most likely you have fear of abandonment. And if that's the case, this video is for you to watch. My name is Fawzia Shah. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about walking on eggshells, how narcissist weaponizes your fear of abandonment. Let's get started. What is fear of abandonment? So it's a psychological condition which is characterized by an intense and often irrational feelings of being deserted, rejected, left alone. This fear can be rooted in past experiences where as a child you were neglected, abused, abandoned by the caregiver or your parents, or there was a previous relationship in which you were abandoned. And so this all can lead to some symptoms of various even mental health conditions. And one of them is borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder, the most pervasive and the hallmark of borderline personality is the fear of abandonment. And then if you've suffered post-traumatic stress disorder, you will also have fear of abandonment, a generalized anxiety disorder, and also a social anxiety disorder, in which there is this overwhelming feeling of being rejected, criticized, left out of social settings, fear of not being included or left behind. And so that is the fear of abandonment. But let's talk about how the narcissist uses your fear of abandonment in order to keep you under their control. And how do they make you so dependent on them that you feel like you're trapped and you really don't want to do anything that would cause them to leave. You know, when a narcissist starts to provide you intermittent reinforcement, which is also another name for trauma bonding, it is when they are inconsistent in providing you with emotional support or with love and affection and attention. So what they do is they actually will create a cycle in which sometimes they are very loving and very kind, but then the other times they will be very critical, very rejecting, very contemptuous, and very and also bullying. So that would be the intermittent reinforcement. And so you're feeling like you're on the edge, and you feel like you're going to be abandoned at any time. And so the person who's in this relationship tries very hard to win the person back, because the fear of abandonment is so overwhelming. This feeling is so overwhelming. The person will do whatever it takes for them not to feel that. So then also the narcissist will give you a silent treatment. Now, I really want to differentiate here between the silent treatment and somebody who shuts down as a trauma response. Someone who will shut down because something got triggered and their trauma response was to shut down and just try to suppress or repress those emotions, and they're just not able to talk about it or even express any emotions whatsoever. So this is different from the silent treatment that the narcissist will give you. And it's almost like they will walk around the house and not even acknowledge that you exist, that you're even there. They will just go on and read the newspaper. They will play on their phone. They will talk to everyone else in the house if you've got children. And even if you're in the company, they will continue to give you the silent treatment. This can be 1 hour to 5 hours to a whole day to 10 days. Sometimes it goes all the way to a month. And the person who has a fear of abandonment gets more afraid that anytime the other shoe is going to fall, it's going to drop. So they have this very intense fear that the narcissist instills in them in order to keep the control and keep them in doing what they want them to do. So this is a way of punishing. And then the triangulation is bringing in the third party. It could be them working late at their jobs and not coming home when they should be, or they're leaving work and going out with their friends and hanging out with them for hours, or they will have an affair. And so they bring in the third party. Whereas, so the one with the fear of abandonment is so afraid that this, whatever the narcissist is using to triangulate, they may decide to pick that over them. And so that fear of abandonment comes back up for them as well. Gaslighting. And what is gaslighting? Gaslighting is basically, it's a manipulative tactic where the narcissist makes the victim doubt their own reality and their own perceptions. And the narcissist will use that. For example, if you said, well, our relationship is going really well, they will actually gaslight and say, well, where did you get that? I never said that, that the relationship is very stable. Or if they've made any promises to you that they were going to do such and such, and when you remind them, they basically, well, I never said that. So almost making you feel like that this relationship has never been stable, and that, they had no intentions of doing such and such for you, with you. And so that would be what they will do in gaslighting. And then love bombing and devaluing, spending too much, giving you too much attention, showering you with gifts, very affectionate in the beginning. And then after you've been in the relationship for a few months or maybe a year, all of a sudden they start to devalue and find all kinds of things wrong with you. They will be very critical, contemptuous, very rejecting. And for fear of abandonment, those are really very distinct emotions of they're very afraid of being rejected, criticized. And so the fear of abandonment gets even worse. And so that's very important. The other one is that they even threaten that they're going to leave you. They're just, they're done. They don't want to stay in this marriage or in this relationship. And, I think I'm just going to try to see if I can find another job in another state or, go somewhere else. Isolating is another tactic they use. So isolation is where the narcissist will isolate you from your friends and your family and making you more dependent on them. And so the only person that you're going to have for support is going to be the narcissist. And now they have the control over you. And the other is about blame shifting and projecting. And in that, the narcissist would say, well, you really don't love me that much. You really are not that committed to this relationship. It sounds like to me that, you just never was invested in this relationship, making the partner feel like, they have to do more. And even though they know that the partner is very committed, they know that the partner really loves them, but it's indirectly asking for even more than what they're getting, because you know that the narcissist has to have supply. They have to be the center of attention. They want the admiration. They want the validation. So this is another way for them to get that. And controlling, and then playing the victim role, flipping the story, flipping the script, and basically saying that, they are the victim who are really afraid that you're going to leave them, and making you feel guilty that you're not doing enough for them. You're not providing enough reassurances in this relationship, and putting it all back on you, although they know that that's not true, but that is their way of controlling you. And then, they also play the victim role, but they also, if they have finances, they're controlling your finances or managing your finances. That would be another way of them controlling, not giving you the money or not telling you what the financial picture looks like. And so you're always on the edge with them, because they're weaponizing your fear of abandonment. They're using that to maintain control over you and to make you do things as they want you to do. Find you a very good therapist that can help you work through your feelings that are associated with the fear of abandonment, because it is an attachment issue, and something that happens in very early childhood, but also as an adult as well, like I had said earlier. We find a fear of abandonment with people that suffer from an attachment issue. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, hit the like, subscribe to my channel. I'm wishing you the best.